Good evening. Today I want to talk about the topic of environmental injustice and adaptation to climate change. I believe that there's a relationship, and the relationship is intimate between these two things. If you have not heard of environmental injustice, it simply refers to the fact that there are some amongst us who are facing environmental crisis and facing the effects of climate change deeper than the rest of us. And these people are facing these impacts unfairly. These people have been put in a position where the effects of climate change and the effects of environmental crisis fall upon them in a way that is uncalled for, in a way that is unfair. It is through inequality that these people are affected in the manner and in the ways that they are. So that's basically what environmental injustice is. And from an article in a magazine which I read 2 weeks ago, which talks about environmental injustice and the current pandemic, the author of the article says that COVID-19 has laid bare the facts of environmental injustice. That this current pandemic has shown us that there are, in fact, a lot of people in the world who are facing environmental crisis, a lot of people in the world who are facing the effects of climate change in a deeper, or sometimes much deeper impact than the rest of us. Because these are the people who live in places that are prone to the effects of climate change. These people have been put in places, left to survive in places which are prone to diseases, epidemics. And these people are the poor and the marginalized. And these people who, through no fault of theirs, are facing this mainly because of policies that are skewed or formulated in a way that puts them in a disadvantaged position. Environmental injustice, I believe, has an intimate relationship with how we adapt to climate change. Because when there is environmental injustice, this means that resources for climate change adaptation will be scarcer for certain groups of people, the very same groups that I mentioned just now. When environmental injustice happens in places to people, this means that the resources that they need to adapt to the effects of climate change will become lesser, scarcer, depleted, harder to access. When environmental injustice happens, this also means that the adaptive capacities of communities, of people, will become weaker. Because the effects of climate change, which is felt by these people due to environmental injustices, will be heavier, will be deeper, and this weakens the capacity to adapt. When adaptive capacity decreases, it's harder to build resilience. And so that's for my little short sharing live on this podcast on environmental injustice and the way we carry out climate change adaptation. Till the next podcast, have a good week and thank you.